We're going to bring up these great athletes. We're going to talk about what's happened, what they go through in the locker room beforehand. We'll start to try to get some information like what do they really think about? What are they interested in? What are some of their philosophies? And what do they do on the court, off the court, on the beach, off the beach? To sort of think about why they're here today, why they're so interested in meeting all of you, the entrepreneurs, the ones who are changing the world, the people that are trying to make things happen. That's why they're all here today. So first, I'd like to bring up Andre Iguodala. Andre, just to give you a little bit of background, grew up in Illinois, went to University of Arizona. Thanks for coming up here. Went to Arizona, was drafted by the Philadelphia 76ers, which is my hometown team. You know, now here with the Golden State Warriors, won 2 championships, MVP of the finals, played in the Olympics and won a gold medal. And now, may as well bring in, and also I should mention, met Andre this past summer at the incredible summit that he put on with Steph Curry called the Players Technology Summit, which was absolutely incredible, and maybe we'll touch a little on that as well. But now we're going to bring up Kerri Walsh. Kerri Walsh Jennings. She grew up in San Francisco, so this is our hometown. Good to see you, good to see you. And won 3 state championships while she was here in high school. And then went on to play at Stanford. And how many times did you win there? 2, 3 times?
Not enough.
Not enough, yeah. That's what it's all about, right? And then, you know, played professional, has won 3 gold medals, a bronze medal, and you got more coming, right? More, hopefully more. You've been in 5 Olympics.
Future.
It's incredible.
Thank you.
And now, I'd like to bring up my partner at 76 Capital and incredible baseball player, Ryan Howard. Ryan grew up in St. Louis, so there's maybe some Wash U, St. Louis people here. Went to Southwest Missouri State, was Rookie of the Year, was the most valuable player, played, you know, just has done so many incredible things, won the World Series for us in Philly in 2008, and just happy to have him here. So thank you.
So good.
Thanks. So let's get started. You don't want to hear anything from me anymore. So I'll start with you, Andre. I mean, like, you know, what's interesting is, you know, most people look at you and Kerri and Ryan as a professional athlete, but, you know, how did you get into this entrepreneurship thing and investing, and why do you do this?
I think the history of athletes in general, we're continuing to further our careers off the court or off the field of play, and you know, you hear so many stories. You take the good with the bad, and when you hear some of the horror stories with athletes, you learn from those mistakes, and you try to, you know, better yourself so the next generation is better. So hearing a lot of different stories of, you know, different athletes mismanaging their money, and then athletes having success, such as Magic Johnson, the Grant Hills of the world, having so much success off the court. You know, those are the businessmen that I looked up to coming into the league early. So wanted to have that same future for myself when I was done playing, and met with the right people, met with the wrong people too, which helped me make the, you know, right decisions along the lines or fix some things, and here I am.
That's great. That's great. Kerri, how did you kind of get into this world and thinking about, you know, working with entrepreneurs, and how'd that all happen?
Yeah, well, you know, I want to be a very nuanced person. I don't want to be just a one flavor person. I want to be 32 flavors and then some. You know, the career of an athlete is very finite, like Andre said, and I want to keep ascending in my life forever and ever, you know, and I want to surround myself by people who are changing the game in their industries in the world, because like attracts like, you know, and hopefully the greatness will rub off on me. But I am, you know, I'm here to live my best life. I just had, you know, my 6th shoulder surgery. I just had ankle surgery, but I'm still in it. And when you love something, you just find a way, like Andre said, to keep going. And if you love something, you know, the health and wellness part of life, part of an athlete's life, is huge. It's vital. And I think back in the day when we were all kind of meatheady, just working on our big muscles and only doing biceps and making our tushies look good, we didn't focus on the brain and the mindset. You know, it's all about tushy.
I thought Ryan was going to say that. But
You know what I mean. But no, but I really appreciate, you know, I'm a 360 person. The more kind of whole you can be in yourself, the better you're going to be. And that goes on the court and as an athlete, in my life as a mommy, as an entrepreneur, you know, surrounding yourself by amazing people doing amazing things. It all just feeds the beast.
That's great. That's great. So Ryan, you know, now Ryan not only is a professional baseball player, and we'll hook on to some really lucky team this year in Major League Baseball, but is also a partner at 76 Capital and is known as a venture capitalist today. And we're making investments and we're doing amazing things with entrepreneurs. So tell your story, Ryan. Like, how did you get into this?
Well, it all started when I met this guy named Wayne Kimmel. And no, I think for me it was always something where I was always looking towards the future. And I knew that baseball wasn't going to last forever. So, you know, I had a conversation with my agent, just wanted to be more proactive, and met Wayne through a mutual acquaintance. We had many meetings, many secret meetings, as we would always say, lunches, really got to know each other, really got to know John Powell, our other partner, as well. And it was just a perfect fit. It was very organic. And we were all very like-minded individuals and wanting to be able to change the world or help change the world, help people change the world for the better. And, you know, really for me, that was one of the keys of me joining 76 and what our mission is and finding good, nice entrepreneurs that'll help to shape and mold and change the future of the world is, I mean, I don't think you can ask for anything better than that.
Well, you know, one of the things that we've spent the last 2 days here at the Startup Health Festival, which, again, it's really just an incredible honor to be here. I mean, as Steve said, being a board member, being the first investor in the company, I've just seen so much progress here, and I'm just so proud of the whole Startup Health team, so I just want to say thank you to all of you, and you guys are awesome. You're awesome. So, you know, and one of the big things that we do here at Startup Health is we have this, you know, this mindset, the health transformer mindset. And, you know, it's to me, it's very similar, at least I think it's similar. I'm not a world-class athlete, but I think it's similar to the kind of mindset that you need to have to be successful on the court. Is that something?
Oh, definitely would agree. And it starts with, you know, the years it takes to actually get the degree or to get the knowledge to even just get your foot through the door and all that grinding. And once you get there, it's, you know, you're seeing the potential you have or having that great idea and putting assembling the right team together, the right personalities together, you know, one sacrificing for another for the greater good of the team, and hoping you get yourself in a pressure situation where it's make or break, because, you know, those are the situations that build character. And, you know, there's definite parallels with that in sports. And, you know, we see it every day, just like you see it every day. You know, it just so happens, you know, people are betting on me on TV, but people are betting on you as well. So there's a lot of pressure, but that's what I feel like I thrive best in, those pressure situations where I have to perform at my, you know, optimal level and being ready to go, and my teammates relying on me.
So, Kerri, similar kind of question. I mean, you know, for you, it's all about the health, mind, body, you know, experience. I mean, talk about, you know, how that became so important to you.
Yeah, well, I just believe that mindset is everything. You know, I'm a firm believer that the words you say are so powerful that the thoughts I think affect me inside and out. They affect my, you know, results. And it all comes from what I want in life. And when I know where I want to go, when I have this big, beautiful goal, like the power of me that I hold is right now. It's not in the future, it's not in the past, it's right now. But I need to have these big goals and dreams. And that gets me motivated every single day. And when you're chasing huge goals and dreams, when you want to be a game changer and you know, shake the world, the bigger the dream, the bigger the obstacles that are in your way sometimes. But like Andre said, like I learn through challenges, and you kind of relish once you get through the challenges and the defeats and all these things. Like that makes you so much better, obviously, and it takes you to the end result. But it's not about the end result. But if you just know what you stand for, and if you're all in every day, even on your bad days, 100% of what you have that day, the mindset of a champion is I'm going to show up every single day. I know where I want to go, and I'm willing to do what it takes to get there. And I think that applies to every single, you know, profession across the land.
Well, it's certainly something that, Ryan and I talk about all the time. I mean, Ryan, you maybe talk about it from the perspective of what we look for in entrepreneurs and sort of that, how we say sometimes, and I know it's something that, Andre, you talk about as well, is there's just such a similarity between being an entrepreneur and being a world-class athlete.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of similarities. I mean, I think as an athlete, you look to where it is. I think kind of echoing Kerri in a sense is you look at where it is that you want to be. I think it's the same way in business. I think it's the same way as an entrepreneur. If you have your business that, you want your business to be able to be successful, it's about putting in the time, putting in the effort, putting in the work, believing first and foremost, because if you don't believe in it, nobody else is going to believe in it. Same way as an athlete, if you don't believe in your ability, then what are you doing? Yeah. I mean, we play these games. We would play our sports. Oh, there it is. A little activity there. We play our sport to be champions, to be the best at what it is that we do. Otherwise, it's why are you here? And I think it echoes the same sentiment in business to where you want to be a champion in your business. Otherwise, what are you doing?
What's harder, being an entrepreneur and an athlete?
Right.
Being an entrepreneur times a million, no?
Yeah.
Because I'm accountable to myself, and my performance is all on me. Being an entrepreneur, whoo, goodness.
Well, is there some example that you can kind of maybe think of in your career where it was really like mind over body, or that just you were able to sort of just say, oh my God, like you just willed yourself to do something?
I think training the week after you win a championship. It's like, what's the point?
Back to back, baby.
But at the same time, like we've all said, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than the one individual. It's about building a legacy, and once it's like winning is like a drug. I'd rather get high off that drug than anything else, because you have to put in hard work, you have to sacrifice, you have to put in dedication, you have to will yourself every day. I just got out the cold tub earlier. Like that's one of the worst feelings is in the cold tub, 10 minutes. And but you understand the end result. And like Kerri said, it's not about the end result, it's about the journey. And when you get the end result, you appreciate the journey even more, and that's what it's about.
Well, you're right in the middle of it all. I mean, it's so many games in a row that you're playing just within the last week, right?
Yes, we have 4 or 5 this week. I lose count all the time.
Well, I mean, Kerri, for you, I mean, winning gold medal and then going back at it again and then winning another and winning another one. What makes you want to do that?
Well, that bronze is going to fuel me to gold in Tokyo. That's for damn sure. Winning is amazing and it's motivating. And after I've won gold medals, I've gone home and trained, and people are like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm like, "I got more to do." But it is at some point you're like, "What the heck am I doing?" But I'm in it because I love it so much. And I was just saying earlier, like my mission as an athlete right now in the sport of beach volleyball is to leave the sport better than when I came in. And if I were to leave today, I wouldn't be able to say that. It's more a hobby than a profession right now. And, I still want to dominate. I want to win gold medals. I want to win on the way to winning gold medals. But I also want to grow my sport into a true profession with the likes of MLB and NBA and UFC, because our sport is rad, and getting kids out there moving and giving, like I remember my first sport that I fell in love with was the Warriors. I grew up in Saratoga, just down South Bay. Go Mitty, yeah. Chris Mullin days, Tim Hardaway days, and my first aspiration was to be the first girl in the NBA. And then I went to the Giants, and then I wanted to be the first girl in the major leagues. And then I found volleyball, and those both went out the window. But the power of sport and the power of movement and the confidence and the character building that you get from this, the world needs sport and movement and mindfulness more than anything else, in these days where we're so busy doing everything but nothing at the same time. And so I'm in it because I love it. I want to be a beacon of light, for people to live the good life. And I want to, therefore, have to walk my talk and live the good life every single day.
Well, earlier we had the honor of having Vice President Biden up here really talking about kind of pushing all of us, right, as entrepreneurs, as investors, as, just to try to make this world better. And so, how do you, Ryan, when you think about training today and working out and bringing in new technology or new types of regimens or different types of processes when you train? I mean, are there new things that you're doing today, or is it kind of the same stuff you did back in high school?
No, it's definitely new. There's a lot of different stuff than what it used to be, the standard squats and bench press and stuff like that. Everything now is about being more efficient. I think as athletes, it's like you don't really want to put in as much, more than what you really need to put in to be able to get the true, I guess what is kind of output that you want to be able to put towards your performance. So I mean, everything is about working, not necessarily overworking yourself, but working yourself to the point to where it's like, okay, I'm feeling gains. So I think now with a lot of the wearables that are out there in the market and being able to get a lot of feedback. I think in Major League Baseball, actually a lot of teams have kind of incorporated different wearables to try to find out how much rest guys are getting. I think they're doing that in the NBA as well.
Yes.
So I mean that kind of stuff right now has been big. It definitely didn't have that when I came out in the league. So I think it's moving in the right direction as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I'd love to hear your perspective on it as well, Andre.
Well, definitely rest is the big thing. Recovery. The recovery is the word everyone seems to be using, and I wish it was that word had that, spoke so many volumes when I first came in, because when I was young, it was just run around and feel no pain, and it was easy. I didn't have to stretch, but now it's just daily routine. Luckily, I'm on a great team with a great organization that understands what recovery means, and I don't think I'll be able to perform at this level, at this age, 10 years ago because of some of the things we're doing with the tech we're using, the wearables. We have iPads hooked up to some of our weightlifting machines, and it's telling you your output, and then your loads every game. They know how many miles you run, and they're telling you, okay, you need to rest tomorrow because you played this many minutes over the last 6-7 days. So all those things are really key for athletes' longevity, to play more years. Jumping doesn't hurt as much anymore. So all those things.
Is there, in the news today, in the last couple of days, there's been this thing going on with the New England Patriots and Tom Brady and his trainer and all this kind of stuff. Is there ever a situation where, I know, Ryan, you have personal trainers, you all have your own trainers, right? But then you have the team trainers and the team regimen. How does that all work, if you want to talk about it?
I think it's all about communication. I think as long as you have communication, there's always going to be different personalities. And I feel like that's what the true definition of a coach is, to manage personalities, because you have so many egos. Everyone's been great at some point in their career, and it's how can we have everybody come together and be on one accord for one goal. And so no matter how many people you have, it's just about reaching out to different people in different ways to get them to see the vision. And there's always should be just one vision, and I feel like it could work.
Kerri, do you ever run into that with the Olympic committee versus what you want to do and that kind of?
Well, the beauty of beach volleyball, I started my career playing indoor volleyball, where I was one of 6 on the court, and now I play beach volleyball, which is me and my partner.
Right.
And I made that switch very consciously because at some point, so respectively speaking, I don't want to be part of a herd anymore. The autonomy, and I love being on a team, and I love being on a team of 2, but I have a lot of autonomy in my life right now. And so what it comes down to is being accountable to myself, to my teammate, to my coach, and it's a collaborative effort. I think the mindset and the paradigm has shifted to like a coach being a taskmaster to, kind of the Pete Carroll, Steve Kerr model of working together, treating each human as a human, and that therefore you'll get better output from your people. So for me, I don't have to deal with that, which is really nice, and it's more of I have to find a way to push myself really hard every single day because I don't have people behind me cracking the whip, which is what I want in life. I want it to be all internally driven for sure. But for me, I am turning 40 in August. Sustained excellence is what I'm all about. And I didn't want to ask you your age when you call yourself old.
She says she's turning 40.
But,
I know, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Sorry, but you know, we're here and we're talking about health technology, and for me,
gotta go work out. Yeah.
Part of me is going more primal, back to I just want to move cleanly and efficiently, and I want to work smarter, like Ryan said. But also, I want to take advantage of all the technology out there. You know, and one of my favorite modalities right now is PEMF technology, pulse electromagnetic frequency. Is Andrew Luce here? I just partnered up. There we go. So I am addicted to this technology, and it goes in, it's just electricity, it's frequency, and it's allowing my body to heal at such a rapid pace, and it's something that I can do at home, that I can, again, be autonomous in what I'm doing in my life, and it serves everything that I want to be. I want to feel good in my life. I want to feel, you know, powerful when I compete and perform. And so I'm such a hippie at heart. I grew up near Santa Cruz, and I love peace, love, but I also love the technology part of it, and the merger of both is extremely powerful.
It's a really exciting time with athletics, and that's really, I think, one of the opportunities that we have as entrepreneurs and as investors in a lot of the stuff that many of you are doing out there, to really bring that to the elite athletes today. So it's really an exciting thing. You know, Ryan, I think one of the things that really surprised me when we first started getting together was the conversations that you told me that you would have with your teammates or other players in the league about investing, about entrepreneurship, about tech. And I mean, this is a conversation in the locker room and in the clubhouse.
Yeah. I mean, we would definitely sit there and have different kind of conversations, just seeing what guys' interests were. I mean, I'm actually, you know, invested in esports. You know, we would have a lot of conversations about that, and I'm actually invested with Jimmy Rollins with NRG, in the esports team NRG. And just really just getting to learn a lot of what a lot of different guys are interested in. You know, talking to all my teammates, Cole Hamels, some of the stuff that he's been into, Chase Utley, you know, especially him being out here, it's been a lot different. But I think kind of moving forward, it's always a lot of forward thinking. It's not just, you know, 100% baseball for everybody who's, you know, you want to know what's going on in the clubhouse. Now it's out there, but yeah, exactly. So, but I mean, it's always been forward thinking, because guys know that, hey, this isn't going to last forever, and you know, you've worked hard for your money. Now you want your money to work harder for you.
You know, certainly, again, I mean, you're one of the leaders in this, Andre. I mean, really, you and Steph putting yourselves out there as leaders. You know, I certainly got to see that firsthand at your conference. Are you seeing even more of that now?
Well, I think you're seeing it as a whole with athletes in general, and they're continuing to grow with their business savvy and understanding what's going on in the world. You know, I see Klay Thompson has a USA Today every day, or the Wall Street Journal is being passed around. I think at the same time, athletes are understanding their influence more and more. You know, I think we have three guys on our team with a signature shoe, which is, you know, you don't see that often, that many guys on one particular team in the NBA. And the guys are understanding their global influence, and everything that we touch, people seem to gravitate to. And it makes you learn more about what you're actually touching. You know, you asked me about what type of water I'm drinking, and, you know, with certain athletes who have a big influence, you know, they're drinking the water and everyone's buying that water, and they're like, wait, you know, there's more, there's business behind this, but then they're looking deeper into what's the right type of water for them. Right. So it increases your learning curve as well, and want to know more about what you're bringing into your body and what you're intaking and what's around you and what's in your world. And the more and more you're searching for bigger and better things, the better the person you become, but the influencer in you will make other lives better as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting you're touching on the influencer side of things. Ryan and I are also partners in a company called Rubicon Talent, which one of our clients is Kerri. And, you know, it's interesting, you know, talking to, you know, our guys at Rubicon who run the company, and hearing them talk about you and how you certainly pick the companies that you want to be involved with, because they have to also line up with your values and what you care about.
Yeah, that wasn't always the case, certainly. At some point, earlier in my career, I certainly had to justify a relationship because I had to pay the bills. And I would see the best thing in this partner, even if it was largely not an authentic fit. But these days, I am. I really value the influencer role for me. I love that little kids kind of look up and aspire, because I remember being that little kid looking up and aspiring. And so it does. It makes me more accountable, and it's a beautiful luxury to be selective. I don't have a lot of people knocking on my door, but it's really powerful, and it's really empowering to myself as a woman, as someone who wants to live a meaningful life, to say, you know what, thank you, but no thank you. You don't go through my filter cleanly. Because again, I want to live my best life, and I want to shout from the mountaintop. When I find something I love, I want the world to have it. The most beautiful thing, and one of the most beautiful things in my life, is the access I have to amazing people. Look at this panel I'm on. This is ridiculous. And I have access to this technology that is changing my life. And, I get this kind of a first comer, and I do want to be part of the filter and get it to the world. And I know we're going to talk about moonshots in a little bit, but my moonshot would be to help people transform their lives, because they're autonomous within their lives and the choices they make and the habits they have. So I value the position I'm in, and it's really beautiful to be selective, but it's always worth a conversation too.
Well, please share a little more, around the moonshot idea. I mean, certainly it's one of the big things that we've done here at the Startup Health Festival, and it's important to us and everyone that's in the room, trying to do things to completely change the world, whether it's getting rid of cancer, getting rid of, what are, you say making the world a better place. Is anything more specific that you want to go do? Yeah,
well, I'm just a big dreaming girl. But ultimately, aside from winning a 4th gold medal and retiring as a winningest and kicking ass for my entire life, those are my personal moonshots, very selfish moonshots. I think about on the global level of the humans of this world, I would love to be part of the movement that has people looking at food as their first medicine. Nutrition is medicine, so we have less reliance and ultimately less need for a festival like this, but this festival, instead of being life-saving, becomes transforming and enhancing, so we just live a healthier, more well-balanced life, and I would love to steer people in that direction. Because the time is now, and we have this world is full of abundance, and we're going to pick and choose what to eat and what to fuel ourselves, whether it's social media, news media, whatever's in front of us is what's going to consume us. And so I would like to be part of the clean eating, all love, take care of business model.
I like that. So Andre, how about you? I mean, is there a certain thing that you, kind of a moonshot that you think about?
It's interesting because Kerri just kind of touched on a piece of it, but just empowering those that come from the same setting that I come from and having a deeper understanding of who they are. And I've gone through the nutrition thing, or I'm still going through it, where I've gone vegan, and I found there is a such thing as bad vegan food, just as well as, just trying to get people to understand, this is who you are. We're all equal, but we're all built a little differently. Mm-hmm. So, there's things about me that, I can or can't do because that you could or couldn't do. And just getting kids to understand who they truly are deep down inside. And, okay, I'm at risk for this disease. I'm at risk for this disease. This is the diet I need to be on. Okay, these are my strengths, and these are what my weaknesses. And when you find your weaknesses, it's not saying you can't do something. It's just knowing that you have to put extra attention into that to turn it into a strength. And in turn, that builds, confidence. And, confidence is key, especially in my sport, because you see guys, that talent isn't but that much away. This guy is only this much better than this guy, but this guy might be on a totally different career path because of his confidence. And just getting the kids to understand that, is there anything that they can do anything that they want to do, and their potential is so amazing, and it's just getting outside of their environment that they've been stuck in for so long that's kind of killed their confidence.
Mm-hmm. I mean, do you see today a difference between the younger players and how they how they kind of treat their bodies today as compared to maybe when you guys were younger? Is that something?
Well, I think it's continuing to improve at each generation, which is always good. You know, because when you first came into, like Ryan was speaking about earlier, you know, it was just, you just do this weights, you just boom, 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 you pound it out, and, you know, someone yelling at you, go hard, go crazy, and then, you know, it was kind of like the muscle shirt weight trainer.
Right.
Where now we're getting smarter, we're understanding that it's not about, you know, who can lift the most, it's about getting the most out of yourself. You know, it's not necessarily how much you're lifting, but how you're lifting. And when you're starting to understand that, you know, guys' careers are going to last longer. Guys are going to have a better understanding of their bodies, which in turn is going to help them have a better understanding of their movements on the court, and it's going to make better basketball player, which in turn makes the game that much better. And when the product's better, you know, it makes more money, which is really what it all is for most people, is the business of it.
Well, you know, kind of switching topics a little bit, I mean, you have a really great business partner in Rudy Klein Thomas. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you guys have invested in a lot of companies.
Yes. Right? About 20, 25, yes.
Like so that's really impressive. I mean, it's really impressive what you've done over the last several years. Do you look at, when you make investments into these entrepreneurs, are there certain qualities or traits that you specifically look for when you make an investment?
Well, I would have to say it's not actually about it's more about the entrepreneur than the actual product that they're trying to sell me, and just trying to get a feel for who they are as a person, what their vision is. Some people, their vision is to become rich and famous and, you know, make a lot of money, but the people you meet who have a real passion for something, who really want to make a difference, or who has a great idea and is really passionate about becoming successful, not for the money, but because they have a great idea and they like the journey. We keep talking about journeys, not the end result. It's about the journey and working with some smart people and doing some cool things. Then, you know, that's who I gravitate towards, are those who have a real passion for something and kind of have the same values that I do.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I mean, Ryan, I mean, I think that's something that we talk about a lot, I mean, as well. I mean, I think that, you know, is there something else you want to add to that?
No, I mean, I echo what Andre said. I mean, you know, obviously the product is what the product is, but you're investing in the person. And, you know, that person's going to let you know with that passion, especially being athletes, you know, we know what it takes. We know, you know, you've got to be 110% all the way in. And just like I said before, believing in what it is that you're trying to do. Because if you don't believe in it, how am I going to believe in it? You know?
So how does an entrepreneur get to know one of you? How does that even happen in today's world? I mean, it's...
You can find me at 76 Capital. I'm out there, but no, I mean, I think venues like this, you know, we're here, and I actually had an instance a little bit earlier up here in San Francisco where I went to a different event, and there was a lady. I was with KD. That's Kevin Durant for, you know, I always abbreviate, you know, people's names a lot of the time. So we were at an event, and this lady was actually, you know, really nervous about trying to go up to Kevin Durant and try to, you know, kind of pitch what her product is. And she was talking to me a little bit, and I said, look, you got to go for it. Because if you're in this moment right here, right now, the worst thing he can say is no. But you have to believe in your product enough to succeed, to be able to go and at least get it out there. And, you know, she was able to go up there and, you know, talk to him. I don't know how the rest of it went out. I just tried to give her the pep talk. But that was one of the things, you know, for me that really, really felt good to be able to interact and to talk to this person, to be able to get her to understand, like, look, you got to believe in what it is that you're trying to build. Because if you don't believe in it, Kevin Durant's not going to believe in it. How am I going to believe in it? So you come up to me and you know, the worst thing I can say is no. But you have to see that your business is going to succeed, whether Kevin Durant, whether Ryan Howard, whether Kerri, Walsh, Jennings, Wayne Kimmel, Andre Iguodala say yes or no. You have to see that, hey, it's going to succeed. You can be a part of it or not, but I'm still going to get to where it is that I want to get to.
How about you, Kerri? Are there ways that people reach out to you and want to get you involved in their business? How do they find you?
Well, through Rubicon, certainly, through my agency. But, you know, I'm just going to flip it a little bit in that I'm launching a professional tour, for lack of a better word. And so I'm the one doing all of the outreach right now. And I am DMing, direct messaging people like left and right. And it's so crazy that, I mean, it almost
they want to
is
talk
shameful.
To you?
It's crazy. They all answer.
Of course.
But, you know, I'm reaching out to bigwigs. And that's how I met Andrew. It's just like I found his technology. And then I was just able, the world is so beautiful today. You can reach out. It's so small and connect with whomever. If you get an answer, you know, if you get, yes, I'd love to talk, amazing. If you get a no, then, you know, you didn't lose anything. You lost like 5 minutes, you know. So I love the accessibility of people. For me, I'm pretty accessible.
Yeah, we've got like 200 health transformers in here, maybe 400. They'll love to talk to you. Love to talk to you.
Yeah. Well,
so
how do these, the world, call me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So how do these 20, 25 entrepreneurs find you and Rudy?
Yeah, I've had so many random ways that I've connected with companies, and it's like, how did I meet this company? And it's like different from how I met this one, different from how I met this one, and I invested in all of them. DMing on social media, or business cards that I've had and I've had in my wallet that I'll usually pass on to my business partner. Meeting people in the street, a friend of a friend, just many different ways. Just starting a conversation. I think just having the confidence to, be able to relate to whoever it is you're approaching about wanting to partner up and wanting to do business with an athlete. But just being enthusiastic about it, being positive about it, try to have some parallels.
I got a question for you. Are there any no-nos in the outreach? Either of you? Like, what's never do?
If I'm with my wife, she's going to be so mad that I said that.
It's true. My husband would do the same for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's real.
Ditto.
Private time is private time.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's about it.
Well, let me ask you a couple quick hitters. We have a few more minutes, and then please, we have some time for some audience questions. But we mentioned this earlier, Andre. I mean, is there a certain sports drink or drink that what do you like to drink?
I'm all water.
All water.
Yeah.
All water.
Kerri?
Boss? Is that what we're doing?
Or who? Any
Not
kind.
to put you on the
I've been doing a lot of studying on water and the alkaline water. Mm-hmm. Some waters are not really alkaline, but they say alkaline. Mm-hmm. They're chemically altered alkaline. But Fiji's supposed to be good, and Eternal's a really good water. So those two. But I like Voss. Voss is good. Voss is good.
Yeah, not all water is created equal. It's crazy.
It's true.
What do you think,
Very
Ryan?
true. Yeah, I'm water. I try to stick with water as much as I can. I usually go with the Essentia or like Fiji water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ryan, are you a morning or night person?
I'm usually a morning person because I always get yelled at by my wife for waking up too early a lot of the time. So, because she's still trying to sleep or whatnot. But I'm usually a morning person. I'm up when the kids are up.
Oh.
How about you, Kerri?
Morning is sacred. I'm a night owl. I thought becoming a mother would make me a morning person, but no, it's not in my nature. Yeah.
Golf has made me a morning person.
Attaboy.
I like that.
Too.
So I'll start with you, Kerri. Like your favorite health food?
Ooh. Well, I was just going to answer part of my
food.
drinks. No, I do. Well, I do. There's so much to choose from. No, so I'm addicted currently to Four Sigmatic. Are you guys familiar with the brand, the adaptogen mushroom elixirs? Check them out. Four Sigmatic. You're welcome. Wonderful.
Ryan, what's your?
I'm always down for a good avocado. Mm-hmm. I like a nice little avocado. Yeah.
I like that.
Andre?
There's this shot at Urban Remedy for the information. It burns. It's cayenne, lemon.
It burns. It must be working.
Yeah.
It's cayenne, lemon.
Turmeric.
Turmeric.
No doubt.
Turmeric?
Ginger, probably.
Yeah, ginger.
Yeah.
That thing burns, but I gotta have that one.
How about junk food? You eat junk food? Anything?
Mexican food is, chicken
Mexican's your
salsa
thing?
is pretty solid for me.
Ryan?
Twizzlers?
Twizzlers. Yeah, all right.
Ooh,
Not even red
I'm
vines?
down.
No red vines.
Twizzlers are plastic. Oh.
Red vines like paste.
I'm not a huge Twizzler guy.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'll rock a good Snickers bar or maybe a Hostess cherry pie. Mix it up.
Childhood favorite.
I'll diversify.
How about a guilty pleasure? What kind of is there a certain guilty pleasure? Something that things you buy, things you
I buy everything, and it all makes me feel guilty. Shopping is probably, if there was a pill for it, I'd take it.
I think I have too many sets of golf clubs.
Yeah, I'm with you.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. How many do you have?
Three.
Sets of golf
I think the 5th set is coming in this
Are
week.
you trying to be better per set?
Have you noticed a change in the game at all?
I'm getting better, but it's not the clubs. I just play. The more you play, you got to get better.
Oh, yeah. I think, I get yelled at. I'm kind of a car guy. So, that's kind of my guilty pleasure.
It's kind of the preview of the 76 Capital race team.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
So, last two things I want to ask: what athlete do you admire today? Or today, or just any time? Like, is there a certain athlete?
Today, I'll have to go with. I'm a huge fan of Grant Hill. I was a fan of his. Grant Hill. When I was younger, he went to Duke. I didn't like Duke. I didn't like him.
I don't think anybody liked Duke.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
But I was a fan of his when he was played pro, and then when I came in the league, he was just getting back from injury. They said his career was over. He still made the All-Star team, and he kicked my butt one night. And then what he's doing off the court now, I hear his voice during the Final Four in the NCAA championship, and it's like he's really good at that. And you can tell, like, he studied his craft. Like, he's just not doing it because he played basketball, but he's doing it because he's really good at it and he's worked at it. And he's doing some venture capital stuff too as well. He's with a great company, and he's continuing to build. He's a great role model. He speaks well. He carries himself well. He's like Steph almost. They don't get in trouble. They don't do anything bad. I don't know how they exist. Crazy.
How about you, Kerri?
Favorite athlete today?
Yeah, or anytime.
Goodness. Well, I think my favorite athlete of all time is Bruce Lee. Just his philosophy in life. He was so badass and so efficient and such a ninja. I appreciate that. Michael Jordan was my first and forever, for sure, because of his charisma and everything that made him up. Julie Foudy, on the female side, U.S. soccer, she is a leader, the epitome of leadership. She's, just taking the bulls by the horns and getting girls active and empowering young women, and I think we need that. So she's one of my favorites.
Ryan?
I think there's a few. I'll go with, a couple obvious. Michael Jordan was one, Magic, just kind of seeing what they were doing and how they were able to transcend the game of basketball, but also transcend themselves in the world of business. But the wild card, and it just kind of came off of what you said with Grant Hill, I got to go with my man Derek Jeter. Yeah. Another guy who stayed out of trouble. Yeah. In New York, of all places. I don't know how you do that, but just watching him from afar, how he carried himself on the field, what he's doing now off the field, I think he's a big inspiration, and just being able to kind of train and work out with him and getting to know him as well.
That's DJ.
And then I had that's DJ, yeah, for sure. But I had a situation too where we were playing against him, and I was playing first base, and he hit a ball to my left, and he came up the next time, hit a ball past me to the right. Came up his third time, and I just looked at him. I was like, you want me to go this way, or what? We just both kind of started laughing together. But yeah, he was definitely a great competitor, but I think even a better businessman.
No, that's great. Well, look, we got to wrap things up. I just got the high sign, I guess. So exactly right. But thank you, Andre. Thank you, Kerri.
Guys.
Thank you, Ryan. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great job, Startup Health.